Alright guys, what's going on? This is another Minecraft tutorial video. This is my second solo commentary and tutorial on how to build things in Minecraft. My first was the music disc mob trap, which I made, I think it's going on for 2 years ago now. That video did really well, a lot of you enjoyed that one. So I'll put a link to that somewhere in the video so you can go and watch that if you haven't seen it already. But this is how to make an automatic pumpkin and watermelon farm. I'm going to guide you through the process of making this, and everything that you're going to need I'll show you in a second, and it's pretty easy to do. This is mine. When it's finished I'm going to show you how to build the basic working machine, and then you can just neaten it up like I've done here. Now what you're going to need for this is 16 seeds, either pumpkin or melon seeds depending on what you want to grow in it. I use a mix of half and half, like half pumpkin half melon for this example. You then need 22 redstone repeaters, 3 redstone torches, 60 redstone pieces, 2 buckets of water, 16 normal pistons, 18 sticky pistons, 32 pieces of dirt, 50 pieces of stone. I used 16 normal stone and 34 stone bricks on this, just to make it look a bit nicer, but you could use all normal stone or all cobble if you weren't bothered about the way it looked. And then 88 pieces of any other block. Where I use wool basically, I use different coloured wool because these are the blocks that the redstone is going to be placed on, and it's basically to make it easier for you guys to understand how to build it. But you could use cobblestone, dirt, etc. Anything that conducts redstone you could use in the place of the wool that I use. Now anyway, let's get building. First off, you need to build 2 rows of 8 blocks. These are going to power some of the pistons at the bottom that will push up the stuff that you're farming. Now to do this you need to build 2 rows of 8, and the very front of these will be the front of your farm unit. Next you need to place a sticky piston on each of the 16 blocks that you've just built. And then you need to place a redstone repeater on the outside, facing inwards to the blocks underneath the pistons, because the blocks underneath the pistons are going to power the pistons, and the repeater is going to power that block. So lay them down, leave them all set to 1 tick delay. Next you need to get the power into the repeaters. Now to do that you need another row of blocks placed behind the repeaters, and then at the end of that row you need to place one of the blocks raised off the ground slightly, as I do. So use another random block, place it on the ground, and then place the other blocks on top of it. Then remove the block from underneath in the middle. Next you want to lay redstone down over the 2 rows of blocks that you've just built, like I do here. You also need a pair of redstone repeaters placing along these rows that I forgot when placing the redstone out. So just remove 2 of the blocks of redstone and place the repeaters in where I do. Leave them both set to 1 tick delay, just as they are by default. Now get your stone or whatever you're using, because it's time to build the back wall. What you need to do is get your stone or whatever blocks that you're using for it, and just basically copy as I do. You need to build up from the ground along the back, but it has to have 2 holes in it, and it can't be built over where there's going to be redstone. For example, the repeaters are in the way, so you can't place blocks there. You have to leave 2 holes in the middle of the wall, because this is where 2 pistons are going to go that will be the bud switches that will make the farm automatic. Now you need to put some pistons in the holes you left in the back wall. You need to get a pair of sticky pistons and make sure that they are placed facing outwards, so out the back of the wall, not inwards where the stuff is going to be. After that you need to place a pair of blocks on top of the sticky side of the pistons. Next you need to build some more blocks on top of the raised blocks that we built earlier, the ones that are raised 1 block off the ground. It's hard to explain exactly how to build this, but it's sort of like a staircase. So just copy what I do basically, and then after you've done that you also need to build a pair of little towers and place some torches on top of them. These must go in front of the blocks that are on the pistons inside the back wall. So copy as I do, build a pair of towers that are 2 blocks high each, and then place a redstone torch on top of each. Next you cover up the section that's like a staircase that I was trying to explain earlier, and you need to basically cover it with redstone but leave a 3 block gap on the top at the back, as you need to put a pair of repeaters here. Now when you've replaced the 2 repeaters at the very back, make sure that you change one of them to a 4-tick delay but leave the other one set to 1 tick. Next you need to build a little bridge of about 4 blocks from the back of the farm, where the 2 repeaters are in the middle, out to the back wall of the farm. Then you need to lay some redstone down the bridge you just built back to where the repeaters are. Now you need to build 2 more rows of blocks again, raised slightly from where the back level is. You may also want to remove the top 2 corners from the back wall if you are using wool like I am for the redstone. Of course this is entirely optional, but it's up to you what you want to do. If you want it all to match, then do that. Now you need to cover the 2 rows of blocks that you've just built with redstone, but leave 2 of the blocks where the back wall are empty, as you need to build a pair of repeaters here, as I show in a minute. Once you have the redstone in place, you need to build the pair of repeaters and the gaps that you've left. This is to power the top row of pistons. Set both of these repeaters to full delay or a 4-tick delay. Next you need your normal pistons. Place them on the side facing into the middle of the farm along the floating blocks with the redstone on top that you've just built. These are the blocks that push melons and pumpkins out into the water. Almost done. Now it's time to add dirt. Place it on your sticky pistons in the middle, but remember to leave the 2 central blocks empty, as you will be building water here. Build the dirt outwards so it is on top of the pistons and then 1 block outside. Okay, now you've got the dirt built on top of the pistons and outwards, so you have 2 rows of dirt on each side. You need to build a platform that is 1 block below dirt level. This is where you'll have the water placed on top of, and it also acts as a channel to wash the items to the front of the farm unit. Now you have that platform built, you can now till the outside blocks of the dirt with a hoe. This is where your seeds are going to grow. Although I recommend waiting until you have the water in place for this. I did it early for some reason, and some of it needed retilling later after the water had been placed. Now put your water at the very back wall in the 2 centre blocks. It should run down the middle of the farm unit and stop at the front without leaking out everywhere, as water only travels 8 blocks from the source block before stopping. This is now the time that you should till your outside dirt blocks and plant the seeds. After you have them planted in the dirt tilled, place that redstone torch that you still have left over from earlier on the back of the machine. It won't work without it there. Now that's it, you're basically done. You just have to wait for your melon and pumpkin seeds to grow, and then they will mine themselves and be washed to the front with the water and ready for you to just walk up to the unit and collect them. You can also build around the unit to make it look nice like mine has been done. Just watch that you don't build and block any of the redstone. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Also subscribe if you want more of these kind of videos. I have some ideas already for future guides like this, and they will be coming up soon. If you have any problems with building this, just leave a comment below and tell me what you are stuck with, and I will try my best to help you out. Yes, this does work on all platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, etc. So have fun and enjoy your new automatic farm unit no matter what platform you're playing on. I will also have a tutorial for things like automatic sugarcane farms, mob traps, XP farms, actual people and player traps, and even more coming soon. Thank you for watching.